Hello, everybody, and welcome to Robert Sarazin Blake from the Kitchen Table. I am Robert Sarazin Blake, and this, of course, here is the Kitchen Table. My pleasure to be not broadcasting as usual from the most northwest corner of the most northwest city of the most northwest state in the lower 48. No, we've come down the road. This is the furthest from home we've ever been since we began the show in March of 2020. We are broadcasting to you live from the northern part of West Seattle. I'd say we're central northern, is that right? Right up the middle of West Seattle, right up the central northern part of West Seattle. It feels like an island, but it's not an island. We are in Seattle. That is down the road from Bellingham for those of you who are watching us and don't know the geography of the area of Washington State. David Pender-Lofgren, the producer, is always here on my right. Glad to have him, and a very special guest today. My pal, Louis Ledford, will be with us. I know no road finer than Dingle to Tralee. Claire by my side, my hand upon her knee. She was almost sleeping, but hardly talked at all. The weather's nice, nice there in the fall. I know no road finer than Dingle to Tralee. Claire by my side, my hand upon her knee. We slipped out of Galway, that gig it was a bust. I don't do what I need, I do what I must. There was a cottage in the Burren, an old friend took us in. Dinner was laid out, and a bed we could crawl in. I don't know road finer than Dingle to Tralee. Claire by my side, my hand upon her knee. She sang Coyote, I sang Oh My Shining Star. One Mitchell, then another, the songs filled up that car. She took me to see her granny, biscuits and tea. My grandmother's dead, that meant a lot to me. And the trip has been a fine one, because the company, friends have carried me along, I carry them with me. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for being here in this beautiful backyard in the central northern part of West Seattle. And often I do this show, I do a set at the top, and then we bring the guest in later on. But this friend of mine on my left, we're such good friends that I just can't wait to hear his music for the normal waiting time. So
and I told him I wouldn't do it unless I could get as much mic time as possible.
So make him feel welcome here in West Seattle. That's Louis Ledford joining us here at the kitchen table.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, guys. You know, we did this about a month ago. Was that about right?
A little more.
A couple of months ago. And it was a special broadcast in honor of Bob Dylan's 80th birthday. So we just sang Bob Dylan songs. And that was the first time I had played in front of people in a year and a half plus a little bit. And we didn't have any time to talk because we were just like, you know, it's Bob Dylan songs because most of them are like 9 minutes long and we only had 2 hours. So we didn't really kind of discuss the whole, you know.
So don't expect a lot of music tonight. We got a lot of catching up to do, just the chit-chat, various things.
Well, no, I mean, but, you know, it is, it's remarkable what we've all been through. I've been super lucky because, I kind of could lock myself in the house for 16 months, but the reemergence is pretty unusual. It's a funny feeling coming back out. Very gratifying. I dig it. I love it. This is great to see everybody here and to play music in front of people again. The thing, though, I discovered two things during the lockdown. One is the ukulele, and the other is learning songs that I didn't write, that other people write, that make me feel better. And I'm going to play one that I actually just learned, but it's connected to that idea. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, I say, it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, I say, it's all right. I've never had to tell the guy on stage with me to turn his phone off. Things have changed since the lockdown. It's all right. Little darling, the smile's returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, I say, it's all right. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Join in if you know it. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. I'd like to hear the kitchen table irregulars at home. Sun, 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 here it comes. Little darling, I see the ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, I say, it's all right. It's all right. I feel like that song embodies what we're doing right now, you know? We're coming back out.
I love it when it rains and you hear it on the rooftop, pluck and plink it. Dug for all on the fire, beans on simmer, put all on a record by Ledford. I love it when it rains. I love it when it rains and you see it. First the tears, then the faucet, bubbles on the window, psychedelic, memories cut through the static. I love it when it rains. I love it when it rains, the clouds swell up. It's pretty clear, it's not gonna stop. Pittsburgh, catch a can, Bellingham, Maine, Bergen, Belfast, Aberdeen. I love it when it rains. And I wish I could see you again. Though nothing will be what it's been. A cup of coffee, a mug of tea. I only get to see you in my dreams. So I love it when it rains. And I love it when it rains and you feel it. Let it sing, let me be near it. You're calling, I don't want to miss it. Open my arms and greet it. Thank you very much, everybody, and a special week it is because beyond this being a show from the kitchen table, we are brought to you in part by the one and only Mission Folk Festival from Mission, BC, which is very near to our home in Bellingham, Washington, just about an hour's drive across the border, and it is one of the most special, loveliest experiences you can have listening to music in this beautiful park and this river below, and you see Mount Baker in the distance. So please put the Mission Folk Festival on your calendar for when next weekend, and you can watch it from your own home. It is live streamed for one more year, and then you better believe me, you'll be happy if you take the journey up to Canada in 2022 for an in the flesh Mission Folk Festival. But next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7 to 10. And why are we talking about this? We're talking about this now because it's time for the third song check-in. We played 3 songs. We have to check in with what's going on, and what's happening here is that we're helping promote the Mission Folk Festival, and there's flyers over there, and at home you can go to missionfolkfestival.com and check it all out. And I do know there's some famous people on here that we should be talking about, but why is their name just leaving me? And I've got it written here, and I can read the words. What's the name I'm looking for, Michelle? Rachel Price is the name I'm looking for, and Lake Street Dive is her band, and she's pretty darn famous, you know. So she's going to bring all of that, which made her famous, to her performance there for the Mission Folk Festival. And we have people wandering in. You're welcome here, very welcome here at the show. The name of the show is Robert Sarazin Blake from the Kitchen Table. Come and get cozy. You can come anywhere up to that side of the camera. You cannot stand between the table and the camera. If you do that, it'll be very awkward for everybody. But You're very welcome here in this backyard. And David, what's happening here? If you don't know, this show is being broadcast to people all over the world, the country, and we get some comments in the Facebook thread. And David, are there any comments of note today?
Of course there are, Robert.
Who's listening? Oh, man. We forgot about the drink of the week.
What is the drink of the week?
It's supposed to be a Moscow Mule, and we forgot about that.
Well, what are we going to do about that?
What's going on in the comment land? I asked you a question, and I started a tangent.
Well, Robert, people aren't yet infuriated that we forgot the drink of the week, but I can feel it coming. We do have all of the regular irregulars showing up. That is, of course, the virtual group of regular viewers that are that join us every week in Facebook land. Terry Borneman and Jennifer are here. Philip is here. Clay is here. Kimberly is here. Judy, Kathy Wilson, and of course, this week joining us, Marla Joy Simon Bronstein, who says Lewis Ledford is my hero.
Woo! Woo!
Get in line.
There are a few other things to note, Robert. That is, of course, that if you'd like to learn about the drink of the week, potentially even before the band learns about it, you can learn about it by joining the Facebook group, The Kitchen Table Irregulars. Just search for that on Facebook. Also, for the folks who are watching in the virtual world, if you want to invite a friend to join you in this viewing experience, of course, you can put the little @ symbol plus their name, invite them straight to the feed, or even share it on your own Facebook page. I'm getting a lot of looks from the audience because maybe they didn't realize that they're here at a live-streamed event.
It feels like a backyard party, and it is, but it's also a television studio at the same time.
I have a question about Moscow Mule.
Okay.
How important is that you drink it out of a copper cup? It seems like they always come in a copper cup. Is that is it still a Moscow Mule if you drink it out of a glass? Or if you drink it out of ceramic? Has it got to be a copper cup? Do they actually distill the liquor in the cup?
I didn't. Seems like when I was a kid, I didn't see my parents drinking out of the copper cups, and I have a family member who can probably support that. Dick, was there anybody drinking out of copper cups? Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Yeah. We're getting confirmation that in my youth, the adults were potentially having a Moscow Mule, but no copper cups.
Noted. I got it.
Yeah, peanut butter jar would be a vessel in our time.
Anything. You could just
That's
as long as it has milk,
no hole in it.
Milk and vodka, right?
Is it milk and vodka?
I don't know.
Okay,
I've
all right.
never had one. I've just seen people drink them. This is a jaunty little number that has nothing to do with me at all.
Is it your song?
It is my song.
Okay.
Just saying, just because I wrote it doesn't mean I lived it. Got a ticket in my pocket that I won't redeem. Got a ticket in my pocket that I won't redeem. I got a ticket in my pocket that I won't redeem from a pawn shop in New Orleans. I ain't made a nickel since I don't know when. I ain't made a nickel since I don't know when. I ain't made a nickel since I don't know when. I've been scratching around his yard like a yardbird hen. A cock-a-doodle-doo. You country gals got fists like dynamite. Country gals got fists like dynamite. Them gals got fists like dynamite. They light your fuse, they're gonna get you right between the eyes. solo, Louis. Go easy, baby, easy on my mind. Go easy, baby, easy on my mind. Go easy, baby, on my mind. Look at me, I'm gonna break down and cry, cry, cry. I cry boo-hoo. I didn't mean to make her feel so blue. I didn't mean to make her feel so blue. I didn't mean to make her feel so blue. Just seems like what she was used to. Got a ticket in my pocket that I won't redeem. Tip pocket that I won't redeem. Ticket in my pocket that I won't redeem. I got a ticket in my pocket I won't redeem. From a pawn shop in New Orleans, Louisiana. Thank you. I do believe they're trying to get me drunk.
Well, we do thank our friend Kim in Buffalo, New York. She organizes the drink every week, and we got we are so caught up in this big journey, because coming from Bellingham to West Seattle is a big journey that we forgot about the drink of the week. But our lovely hosts here, Caleb and Heather, have supplied not only the Moscow Mule, but the proper copper vessel.
Can we get it on
from
camera?
which it's on the camera.
Is it?
And you singing about Louisiana put me in the mind of a Jim Ringer song that I haven't played since we did a Jim Ringer tribute about 3/4 of a year ago on this very show, and I'm going to try to bring back the Jim Ringer song that I did that mentions Louisiana, inspired by your number there. Night often finds me at B Street and Burn, at a tavern better known as Eddie and Flo's Golden Burn, where an old sawtooth lady with an old bamboo fan plays the piano and sings with an old Cajun band. Sing the blues, sing the blues. Wear out your shoes, Mama Lou, Mama Lou. In the bayou that named you, and the hard life has claimed you. Lots of good men want to claim you. Sing the blues, Mama Lou. Through the midnight hours at the old Golden Bird, Mama Blue sings the blues like a prophet who's lived every word. Smothered in blue lights and lost in her eyes, Mama Lou, so sing you the blues for a dime. Sing the blues, sing the blues. Wear out your shoes, Mama Lou, Mama Lou. In the bayou that named you, and the hard life has tamed you. Lots of good men wanna claim you. Sing the blues, Mama Lou. Oh, night often finds me at B Street and Bird, at a tavern better known as Eddie and Flo's Golden Bird, where an old gold-toothed lady with an old bamboo fan plays the piano and sings with an old Cajun band. Sing the blues, sing the blues. Where are your shoes, Mama Lou, Mama Lou? In the bayou that named you, and the hard life has tamed you. Lots of good men wanna claim you. Sing the blues, Mama Lou. And that is David Pender Lofgren there over on the Boweron. That's right. He's actually a musician who does all the tech for us because we need someone to do the tech. He's not a tech guy who often plays drums. No, he's a drummer first. But he is the one who connects the ones and the zeros, the screens, and the cables to bring this show here into the little box right there, into all the little boxes around the world. So a round of applause for my associate here, David Pender Lofgren, as we pass
Way to go, David.
the Moscow Mule talking stick over to my associate on the left.
This is very good. I've never had one before.
Yeah.
Well, it's cold. I mean, it's like, ooh.
That was a stumble and recovery from our host there. It didn't even hit me until it was the third song check-in where we should be talking about the drink of the week that we realized we had forgotten about the drink.
What am I? No, I'm just kidding. There's like a rosemary thing going on, like a herby thing. It's nice, very nice. That's what I'm tasting, the fever tree.
Okay, fever tree. We got married in a fever tree.
That's cool. Thank you, Caleb. That's very nice.
Now, what would the drink look like if it was a Moscow Mitch Mule? That's a question for the comment land there. That's a question for comment land. I'm kind of curious about that.
I see what you did there.
Do you?
You're bringing me down, man.
Oh, come on. Well, play that Sunshine song again. We'll be back to our peppy place we were not so long ago.
Ain't no sunshine. I think that's a beautiful song for these times.
Absolutely.
Here comes the sun.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Well, how many people in this room have seen live music in the last year before right now? That's a pretty strong
lot.
showing. That's a third of the room. That means 2/3 of the room. We are the first live music you've seen in a very long time. And
I'm wondering, is there some sort of black market live music scene going on that I don't know about?
Yeah.
You know? It's like a speakeasy, which... anyway.
everyone was in masks.
Well, I think it's going to get better, and I think we're going to play music more, and I think we're going to appreciate...
Oh, I thought you were saying the show's going to get better, which I hope so, that, too. I would hate for it to go the other direction.
It always gets better.
It always gets better, yeah.
It always gets better. This is one of my songs. I fell in love at the end of the world. Yeah, buddy, believe me, it's true. We're liking forms on telephone wire, and the sky is the color of you. I wasn't blind, I was right in my mind, and I knew it right from the start. I fell in love at the end of the world as my own world was falling apart. I fell in love at the end of the world, just below the astral plane, where ancestors' voices still can be heard day and night, all one and the same. I shed the skin I came here in and wear a different pose. I fell in love at the end of the world couldn't stop me, I was ready to go. Fell in love at the end of the world, where seabirds dance with crows, and dark forest floors nourish the earth, and the weather gets under your clothes. Her eyes are like fireflies, they blink an irresistible glow. I fell in love at the end of the world. Ask me why, and I'll cry, heaven knows. I'd like to dedicate that to my sweetheart, Julia Spencer, and the Pacific Northwest. And
I'd like to dedicate this one to everybody who lives in West Seattle. It's called...
even those people... No, I'm sorry.
It's called I'm Awed by Bridges.
That's good.
I'm awed by bridges that fill me with wonder, that fill me with awe. I don't neglect the grandeur. Hands pour the pilings, smooth concrete. Lifted the stones, played out the vision of the eyes at the desk, pencil in hand, cup of coffee, paper and calculation. Architect with the plans, artist with the design, engineer with equations, men and women of desire. Politicians pass legislation, funding bills, the ways and means. Tax collector collected, the clerk carried the one, put it in the right pile. We paid the bill in April and put it off. The addition didn't have the money, maybe next year, so we could all get somewhere else, other end of the valley, across the Russian River, Lake Pontchartrain. Fjords and fields, redwood trees, piers out in the ocean, ships across seas. And if it's rain, you might not notice. If the radio's strong, we might not see. taken for granted, all that's been expanded, all the hands it took to get to the other side. I'm awed by bridges. Thank you very much. I got a vibe of why people like living here so much. We're playing that song and the breeze comes, and it's the ocean. You get the ocean here in West Seattle, don't you? We have the ocean too in Bellingham, but it's the bay. You know, I guess that's a little different. Yeah, I mean, I know it's the sound, but it's a little stronger feeling of salty air here. You getting that, David? David's from Maine. He's no stranger to salty air. And this might not be salty enough for a Mainer to really feel the grip of the Atlantic salt.
David likes his salt. So when are they going to fix the bridge? Does anybody know? Have they told? Nice.
I love her confidence. That was wonderful. That was one. I'm going to hang my hat right there on your confidence. This time next year. I can live with that. We can now think, after COVID, we can think in terms of year. Doesn't seem so daunting. 1 year, and we can count on it? Great. Great. The heat wave's going to be gone in a day and a half? Not a problem. The smoke is coming, and it's going to be gone. Oh, yeah, now that's tougher.
Let's not go there.
No. We
Not
might
today. Not
maybe we'll
today.
get the year off. Leave the smoke out.
I'm going to sing a Robert Blake song.
Really?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about this.
Do you want to talk about it now? I love this song. This is my favorite song that Robert wrote, and I recorded it on an album. And the reason I learned it, the reason I said I learned it was because we used to travel with some friends and play music together, much in the same fashion we're doing right now. You know, we'd swap songs around and stuff. So we learned each other's songs, you know, because we thought that was kind of cool. And I learned this one, but the main reason I learned it is I stole the melody almost note for note and started to write my own song until I realized, whoa, that's Robert's song. I can't do that. So I said, well, maybe I'll just learn Robert's song. Ever tell you that?
Never told me that.
Well, it's true.
Okay.
I've never played it on the uke, so I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but I'm gonna try. Can I come visit you this summer up on the farm in New Hampshire? I won't stay too long. I'll stay out of your way. Let's see. Said I see a farm. Let me do it. I'm gonna start from the top. Can I come visit you this summer up on this farm in New Hampshire? I won't stay too long. I'll stay out of your way. Just wanna see a smile on a green summer's day. And is there a river we can go swimming? Take off our clothes, have a new beginning. Watch the dirt fall from our fingers and our toes. lay out on the flat river stones where the sun beams through the flowering trees. I'll kiss you so sweetly. Can I go back to your arms again, where my heart has always been? Can I crawl into the cracks of your smile, run my hand down your back a while, where the eyes are the ones I know, where I lay so long ago, where the arms are the ones I've seen. Mountains white and mountains green, where the sun's beams through the flowering trees. I kiss you so sweetly. Yes, my love, you can come up and see me, although I know you're gonna leave me. Our hearts can only bend so long. There's a reason that you've been gone to the rivers, the mountains and the hills, the late night parties, the daffodils, the inside passage, the Mackinac, where you became part of all that you saw with the sun's beams through the flowering dreams. I miss you so sweetly. He wrote that.
And you nearly missang a superior lyric there that I might have to steal from you there. The lyric used to be the sun's beams through the flowering trees, but Lewis nearly sang the sun's beams through the flowering dreams.
I did sing that.
That's nice.
It rhymes.
Well, I wouldn't be one to tied to the rhyme.
We know that.
Yeah.
There's a time to rhyme, and then there's a time
To
not.
shine. Reminds me that there's a French fellow, a folk music promoter in Paris. Harve.
Irv.
Herve.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone in this crowd would look poorly upon me for not knowing how to say that name just right out the gate. Harve.
Herv.
Okay, Herv. Yeah. I don't think he said Herv exactly. But I met him. It happened to be that I was playing in Paris the same night Greg Brown was playing in Paris. I had a late gig. He had an early gig, and I found out where he was playing. And through various circumstances, I had met John Prine's road manager, who was Greg Brown's booking agent.
Is this the
same
name-dropping
guy.
section of
Yeah,
the show?
this is going great so far. I've got quite a few of them in there. So I got to a situation, and Greg Brown is famous here, but he's not famous there. But he goes there, and he's playing to 50 people in this underground, cavernous little joint in Paris that Herv was promoting. And I didn't know that Herv was promoting until I got there, and then he found out he knew who I was because he'd heard my song from Louis Ledford recording the song. And he said to me, Robert,
Herv and I are tight.
you must decide, Robert, the songs is nice. You know, Louis does your songs is very nice, but when you sing them, you must decide, Robert. Will you be folk or will you be punk? I don't know. I hear you. I don't know. But Louis, he does it nice.
And I've never played there.
Yeah.
I never got that gig.
Well, he didn't give me the gig either. He wanted me to decide if I was going to be folk or if I was going to be punk before he gave me the gig. And I had a feeling what he was hoping for. And I think it's probably gone that way as I go deeper into the decades. But he did buy me a nice glass of wine there, and I got to hear Greg Brown. And most importantly to me, I got to chat with Greg while the opening act was going on. And it was pretty cool because when I have met Greg the odd time, and Greg Brown is a major hero, to me, it's always been very clear that he's the major hero and I'm the devotee. But when we met at this little club in France...
Herv. Isn't there one more name we can drop? Wasn't Teddy Thompson the opening act? Just say yes.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to think of something funny, but you're better at the funny, you know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure that's true. Right?
Lou Harris was actually serving the drinks, though. That was really what was significant about it. Where were we? All right, let's move along. Then. I was going to do a Louis Ledford song, but maybe I'll do that a little later on. Here we are in this block in West Seattle, and they survived COVID by gathering and talking to each other over the fences across the way. And there's been a great localization that happened in this lockdown. People got to know their neighbors a little bit better. People they had maybe wanted to get to know, but they had other stuff going on, and then all of a sudden nobody had anything going on.
It's like the 20th century or something.
And we were back in the 20th century. Couples eating dinner with a couple of arms around each other in bars and in parks. You can find couples pushing shopping carts, invited to events as a twosome, housed in houses, communes, apartments, in condominiums. Couples talk openly to each other. They tell each other things friends told them in confidence. It's understood that you can say anything in a couple of beers, a couple of teachers all got together and in the evening broke into couples. Couples. They got secrets that they share. Nobody knew that a couple of hippies were really a couple of heirs. Couples get in fights and couples work things out. Some couples in counseling will tell you this is what being in a couple, it is all we got a lot of couples in the room tonight. Because you see, couples get together with other couples. And they say, "Hi. How are you? How long have you two been, Summer concerts in the park, best in groups divisible by 2.
It's true.
Old couples go home early. Young couples, they stay out long after dark. To do what? To listen to the lion. To listen to the lion. And that's what couples do after they go home from a concert in the park. They've had wine out of a box. They've had a variety of cheeses. Not the cheap cheeses you get, but they have the kind of cheeses you get in the expensive cheese section of the grocery store. And I'm talking about the biggest grocery store. I'm talking about more moderately sized grocery stores that have whole sections dedicated to small parcels of cheese that you can have when you go to a concert in the park and you're drinking your box wine and you're having some cheese. And you get home from that, you know, and because you live in Western Washington, and even though you have a job, and it's just cool. No longer do you have to be a long-haired hippie to enjoy a marijuana cigarette at the end of the night. You can just do that after you come home from a concert in the park, and you can still put on Van Morrison's St. Dominic's preview over to the end of side B and listen to the lion. Sing it with me, West Seattle. Listen to the lion. Oh, you've been there. To listen to the lion. Everybody's feeling good. To listen to the lion. A couple of tickets can be cheaper than 2, like a Noah's Ark, what we're here to do. Get in a couple and think like one. Get in a fight and get short-tongued. Work it out what you ought to do. A couple makes a kid, the kid gets coupled up too. Couples. They switch it up. Couple falls apart. Bad luck. Some couples stick to the guns. Some couples are in it for the bucks. Or maybe just the fun. Couples have met at backyard live streaming concerts and in other strange situations. Couple gets married. Everybody says United Nations, salutations, a great sensation, an ancient expedition, a classic combination. A couple of queens is a pretty good bet, but they can't get married in the Catholic Church, not yet. A couple of deuces more often than not walks home taking the whole damn pot. Couple was singles. They went out to dance. They met a couple of dancers and then took a chance. Somebody got out the credit card at the end of the night, and everybody, everybody walked home in a brand new couple. And they were singing, get the feeling that nobody in West Seattle has gone home in a brand new couple in a very, very long time. I mean, that was not part of the pandemic experience. You know, there was no part of going home in a brand new couple that was talked about by Fauci. There were no guidelines for that, except for the one time that the Seattle Times published that if you are going to go home with someone and in a brand new couple, you can employ a shower curtain. This was printed by the Seattle Times, and I don't know what to say about that. I don't live in Seattle. I don't know what kind of codes of cleanliness conduct you use down here, but I just want to say shower curtain should not be employed in that method. This is my... Where were we?
I don't even know what it means.
I'm sure that the person who said that about the shower curtain is Almost as embarrassed as the editor who let it slide through the article that said that if you go home with someone new in COVID, employ a shower curtain for COVID safety. People are looking at me as though I'm making this up. I'm from Bellingham. I have some sort of attitude about the Seattle Times. No, I read it in the Seattle Times. They deliver it to my door on Sundays, and I read it, and I see what kind of life you're living here, but apparently not in West Seattle. Nobody here knows about the shower curtain experience. Where were we? Oh, yeah. A couple walks home. Brand new couple walking home for the first time. What are they singing? They're singing do-do-do. A couple of shots gets the night started. Couple condoms used when the couple parted. Couple of aspirin to kill the pain, kept by the bed back to sleep again. Couple more hours ought to do the task. A couple of kisses makes the moment last. Next day got a couple things to do. Send a text message, I have been thinking about you. Couple of more nights like this. Someone asks how long since you two kissed. You tell a friend, she tells her better half. Don't tell anyone. Both of you laugh. Last names dropped and nearly forgotten. First names get an "and" between them. I'll stop now. But I think this could go on forever. Thank you very much, West Seattle.
West Seattle, represent. You have that on a record, don't you?
It's on my record called Recitative.
It's a double album.
Not available here.
It's like the White Album. It's like two
It's a lot like the
records.
White Album. A lot of aspects of it are very similar to the White Album, except for that there's a painting on the cover of mine.
You didn't bring it though. You should have brought a few copies.
Well, I could have, and I didn't because I wanted people to have a chance to pick up your vinyl.
That was sweet. Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that song. I was thinking while you were singing it, that is a perfect example of fly on the wall songwriting. You know what I mean? Like the observer. You're like the outsider looking in.
I'm looking through you.
This is like there's a Beatle theme going on here that I may have started, but I'm not. But no, really. I mean, that's kind of a cool perspective to write a song from. You know, you're like the guy.
I'm
in
like
the corner.
asexual. You
You're
know,
like-
I'm not a part
you're
of
like
this. I'm just
Toulouse-
observing
You're like
this.
Toulouse-Lautrec over in the corner, sketching, the world around him.
We're the Frenchman who came to the States early on.
Irv.
To Tocqueville? Who's the Frenchman who came to the United States and wrote about us? All right, I got it. To Tocqueville. I noticed that my Uncle Warner recently went to a hotel called the Tocqueville Hotel or something of that nature. But I think it was a different spelling than the one we're referring to.
I've never heard of this man. You'll tell
My
me
Uncle
about
Warner?
him. No, I know
Oh,
Warner,
yeah.
yeah, but the Frenchman that I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Tocqueville? Tocqueville?
Well, now that I've mentioned Toke, we're kind of getting lost in that. Yeah, we're getting lost.
This song I'm going to sing right now. Hey, David, how are we doing on the... is anybody talking to us online?
Yes.
I have the tune, so I thought I'd divert the attention for a minute.
about an
but
hour
you're
in
not
here.
saying anything.
And everybody in the live audience, we'll let you know. We'll do a few more songs, and then we'll be time for a segment of the show called Stump the Band. And that will be your opportunity to send requests up to the band. It will be our opportunity to do the best we can to sing those or not sing those if we can't. And just like high school English class, you need to have an answer prepared, and you may or may not be called upon. So your objective now while we play is to think of something you'd like us to perform and have that ready when you're called upon. Now, you might request something we know. You might request something you know we don't know, or, in the words of the man who I wish had been brought to justice before we passed to the other side, you can also request something from us that you don't know that we don't know.
Oh, Donald Rumsfeld. Yeah, I get it.
Lewis, there is a comment here that I feel like you should hear. While you were singing Farm in New Hampshire, Clay Freed, one of our regular irregulars,
What's up, Clay?
just said, "Makes me want to grow a beard."
Well, I'm proud to be part of that, Clay. And, I say just let it grow. And don't blame me for what happens after that. What was I going to say? I had something to say. I'll have to skip it. This song was inspired by Robert Blake directly because we were sitting in one of our houses one night a couple of years ago, and being that he's a man that always speaks his mind, he said, I missed the long songs, the wordy songs that you used to write. What happened to those? And I felt on the spot, so I went and wrote one. And so this one is Robert's doing. This also is an autobiographical song, unlike the one I said earlier that's not about me. This one is about me. In Cambridge, Massachusetts, I got in it pretty deep. A poor little junko on IVB Leaguered streets. I sang a song of sixpence about a grand corpulent moon, and it was over in a second, not a second over soon. I thumbed a ride to Boston where they offered me a hand. I declined the invitation 'cause I didn't understand. It all started in Virginia, 1966. Just a little bit of nothing down below that Mason-Dix. Dogwood and magnolia trees, Coca-Cola and sweet tea. Summers by the swimming pools, brothers breaking all the rules. I dreamed a song of sixpence about a grand corpulent moon. It was over in a second, not a second over soon. Well, I grew up straight and grew up strong while Watergate and Vietnam flickered on the Magnavox as I broke out in chicken pox. Russia had her sights on us. Children climbed aboard the bus. Parents raised an awful fuss. Didn't know who else to trust. The gas lines formed around the block. Old Ford ran on fumes. It was no age of innocence. Whitey landed on the moon. They got this saying down in Texas about how not to make a mess, but I messed around there anyways, just like all the rest. I dreamed my song of sixpence about a grand corpulent moon, and it was second after second after second after soon, as the gang and I together played like kings upon the hill. The fires that surrounded us, those fires are burning still. As we wished upon a lone star, I packed my meager grip and climbed aboard a caravan that took a mighty trip. Well, I took her love for granted, but I guess it had to be. The open road was calling, but was it calling me? Well, they dropped me down in New Orleans, etouffee, rice and beans, heat just like a mother's womb, the air of jasmine, perfume bloom, jukebox full of rhythm blues, Picayune ignored the news, high life at that sugar park, big muddy churning in the dark, won me over in a second, not a second over soon. I sang a song of sixpence and Eau Claire de la Lune. It's not over yet. Well, we got that party rolling and Mother Nature intervened and destroyed all that surrounded us in one chaotic scene. The poor ones didn't stand a chance, scattered by the circumstance. The rich fared little better, still they grudgingly picked up the bill. New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, D.C., Asheville, Nashville, it's all the same to me. I sang my song of sixpence about a grand corpulent moon, and it was second after second after second after soon. Well, I was whirling like a dervish, I was a dervish wreck. I said hooray for Hollywood, she bit me on the neck. Well, I found my way to Washington, up on Puget Sound, and I said, and never for 1 second, or 1 second for one soon. Well, I chased my tail from hill to dale the way I used to do. So I've sung my song of sixpence about a grand corpulent moon, but it ain't over for 1 second, nor 1 second for one soon. Well, I've had my fun, don't doubt me, son, this ain't my final tune. My memories are like souvenirs, and flashes sometimes reappear like nickels from a slot machine, or tremors from a fever dream, or sweet familiar faces in all kinds of places that didn't have to like me, but so often they just do. As I sing a song of sixpence and a grand corpulent moon. Oh, yeah. Just the midnight special.
I hear that the guy who wrote this song, he was inspired by the Midnight Special.
I wrote this song, and a guy said, "That's just the midnight special." And I said, "No, it's not. It's called A Cup of Strong Black Coffee."
You can tell because the first line is, "Cup of strong black coffee, wipe away the sleep. Looking out the kitchen window at the light that creeps over the rooftop." What's the next line?
The sun will shine.
Sun will shine. Never felt so lonesome. Never felt so fine. Made my way back through each empty room. Walked out every memory I bumped into. Don't cry, sugar, it'll be alright. Grab the baby, turn out the lights. Cup of strong black coffee, wipe away the sleep. Looking out the kitchen window, the light that creeps through the rooftop, so the sun will shine. Never felt so lonesome, I never felt so fine. 11 years I told the line. Every morning, right on time. How could this happen? How could they say thank you very much? Now go away. Cup of strong black coffee, wipe away the sleep. Looking out the kitchen window at the light that creeps over the rooftop, so the sun will shine. Never felt so lonesome, I never felt so fine. The cars all packed up, full of gas. The money in my pocket should be enough to last, at least until we get there. They'll have to see. Never felt so lonesome, never felt so free. Cup of strong black coffee, wipe away the sleep. Looking out the kitchen window at the light that creeps over the rooftop. Soon the sun will shine. Never felt so lonesome, never felt so fine. Never felt so lonesome, never felt so fine.
I wrote the words anyway. And there's that minor chord that's not in.
I don't think Leadbelly's going to come after you for that. I think, you know. Well, we'll do one more song from Lewis, then I suppose it'll be time to do Stump the Band, so I hope you're all thinking of something you can request for us to play. And it could absolutely be anything that you request, but it'll be much more limited as to what we will actually be able to play.
Sorry.
And there are popsicles for the at West Seattle audience, but not for the at-home audience. If you're watching through the line, you have to BYOP.
Love popsicles.
Summertime.
Evangeline, so what's the use in pulling on this string? It's a noose tightening round your heart, not a wedding ring. Evangeline, Evangeline, don't it beat all to think that you've wasted time on a distant kind of trouble on trouble's mind. That vacant lot, the China berry tree, the night you gave yourself to me. But now you say that he's in love with you. Okay, but when he's through, who's gonna be there when you go to pieces? Evangeline, Evangeline, take some advice from one who knows he's gonna lie to you and drag you through the weeds until you're black and blue. Don't let him do it. Nice. That song is actually sadder than I remembered it, so I didn't mean to bring it down.
It's good. It's good, you know, because a hot day is kind of like late at night. It has the same sort of slowed down energy, and you can relax into a long, slow song when it's really hot because there's nothing.
Would you call this a hot day?
Yes, thank you, Elliot. I appreciate that. Yes, Elliot would
knows.
call it hot, and so do I. And that means it's hot, hot, hot. Time to play Stump the Band. I hope everybody has a request in their mind that they can send up to us, and we're going to do the best we can to fulfill that request. Let's start with the lady who knows so much about the West Seattle Bridge. I've hung my hat on this time next year. And what is your request for the band? Okay, we got that. We got that. Well, we got that. So what happens is we get all requests up top. And that gives time for the research librarians in the back of our brains. Now, see, this is tough for the English teachers. Are there any English teachers in the crowd? Okay, no English teachers in the crowd. Any tech workers in the crowd here in West Seattle? Well, that's sort of a joke, you know. What I was getting at is that does an English teacher call on the person who has the hand up or not call on the person who has the hand up? You know? Well... I think we're just going to call on the people who put their hands up because we have a lot of hands, though. This man had the first hand up. He's got a great shirt going on over there. He's looking good. He's feeling good. He's got a request. He's got the hand up. Favorite Dylan song is definitely a good request, a difficult request.
I like that one.
Difficult request.
Are we getting any online? How about that? Or is this
Are we going to play? What do you mean online?
Well, no, people are watching on.
Oh yeah,
this is a live stream, Robert.
Yeah.
Just like I think it's great. We could take it all from here.
We're taking no requests. No, we don't take requests online. Yeah,
I'll tell you why we don't take the requests from online, Lewis. Because the only request we have so far is Freebird.
We're worried that they're bots. Oh, I know that.
All right, we got a hand over here, lady in the hat and the glasses. Karina. We got Karina the Motorcycle Song in our favorite Dylan song. We may actually...
Hands up.
Yes, but we get 3 requests.
There's only 2, right?
Motorcycle Song, favorite Dylan song, and Karina. The lady over
Karina.
here.
I missed Karina. I thought Karina.
Oh, and Michelle, who put this together, she has reminded me that Elliot also has a request. Bruce Springsteen is always a good idea. Now, let's just remember that we are celebrating the Mission Folk Festival. I think this is about the 29th annual Mission Folk Festival. 34th annual Mission Folk Festival.
But does not look a day over 29.
And it is happening next weekend, 7 to 10, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so we hope you pay attention to that. You can watch that on your screen in your home, wherever you are. You can see the live stream broadcast. And next year we'll all be getting together in the flesh up there in Mission, BC. And also want to let you know that my festival, the Subdued String Band Jamboree, will be happening the second weekend in August. That's August 12, 13, 14. Just outside Bellingham, Washington. Lewis Ledford will be there. I'll be there. David will be there. And a whole lot of other people will be there, too. And I don't want a pickle. I just want to ride on my motorcycle. And I don't want to die. I just want to ride on my motorcycle. Yep, that's about as much as we can do with that one. I can't remind you that he has a great rap that I don't know. Oh, we got a man waving a piece of pickle. He's waving a pickle.
It's pretty much a monologue.
Yeah.
Aside from that, right?
I don't know how.
I was riding my bike down on the highway, and then I couldn't even do. And he had that whole thing going on.
Yep, let it rip, man. Let it rip. The lady wants it, and I know you can do it.
Nah, I can't.
Karina.
I will say that one of the best shows I ever saw was Arlo Guthrie.
Will you say that?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Solo by himself, engaging the crowd.
Where was he?
A small theater in Virginia.
Sounds good.
He
By
was
himself.
Mm-hmm.
Where was Abe? His son Abe is usually with him.
He might have been there, but I didn't pay any attention to Abe. Mostly I remember Arlo and his his delivery was terrific. So anyways, we can talk about
A master. Corina, Corina, we've been so long. Corina, Corina, we've been so long. Well, I ain't got no Corina. Oh, gone. I got a bird that whistles. I got a bird that sings. I got a bird that whistles. I got a bird that sings. But I ain't got no Corina. I don't have anything. Take a verse, Lewis.
I don't wanna die. I just wanna ride my motorcycle. I don't wanna pickle. I just wanna ride my motorcycle.
I got a bird that whistles. I got a bird that sings. I got a bird that whistles. I got a bird that sings. But I ain't got no Corina. I don't have anything. Ain't it just like the night to play tricks when you're trying to be so quiet? We sit here stranded, though we're all doing our best to deny it. And Louise holds a handful of rain, tempting you to defy it. Lights flicker in the opposite loft. In the room, the heat pipes just cough. The country music station plays soft. There's nothing, really nothing to turn off. Just Louise and her lover are so entwined. And these visions of Johanna, they've conquered my mind. And the empty lots where the ladies play blind man's bluff with the keychain. And the all-night girls, they whisper of escapades out on the D train. You can hear the night watchman click his flashlight, ask himself, is it any of them that's insane? And Louise, she's alright, she's just near. She's delicate and she seems like the mirror. She makes it all too concise and too clear that Johanna's not here. Oh, how can I explain? It's so hard to get on. And these visions of Johanna, they keep me up past the dawn. Oh, little boy lost, takes himself so seriously. He brags of his misery, he likes to live dangerously. And when bringing a name up, speaks of a farewell kiss to me. I sure got a lot of gall to be so useless and all, and uttering small talk at the wall while I'm in the hall. The ghost of electricity howls in the bones of a face, and these visions of Johanna have taken her place. Inside the museum, infinity goes up on trial, saying this is what salvation must be like after a while. And Mona Lisa must have had the highway blues. You can tell by the way she smiled. You see the primitive wallflower crease, and the jelly-faced women all sneeze, and the one with the mustache says, geez, I can't find my knees. Jewels and binoculars hang from the head of the mule, and these visions of Joanna, they make it all seem so cruel. The peddler now speaks with the countess, who's pretending to care for him, saying, name is someone who's not a parasite. I'll go out and say a prayer for him. But as Louise always said, you can't look at much man as she herself prepares for him. And Madonna, she still has not showed. See the empty cage now corrode, where the cape of the stage once has flowed. The fiddler, he steps to the road, says everything must be returned which was old. On the back of a fish truck that loads, while my conscience explodes. Harmonica plays, skeleton keys in the rain, and these visions of Johanna, they're all that remain. Thank you, West Seattle, for playing Stump the Band with us. We might get to that last request as
Have you
well.
ever done all three songs at
We've
once?
never done all three songs at once before.
It's kind of a medley.
Take us somewhere new, Lou. Maybe Hawaii.
Ain't it just like the night to play tricks with? Yeah, okay. Anita, you were my desire, a boyhood fantasy. From the pages of books and magazines, Anita, so beautiful in perfect teeth, drove a glimmering smile that had a hold of my heart for a little while. I dream of an aeroplane carrying you in an entourage. Up there the world is so far away, among the angels, clouds and stars. Oh, that picture of you holding Marlin, your long blonde hair hanging down. You were on top of the world, the talk of the town. But that's when I heard that your life was not all wonderful. Brian beat you and blackened your eye. Instead of fun, you had heroin. Instead of happy, you got high. And then I heard that you died. I saw the photograph, an old woman pushing a grocery cart, unrecognizable to my eye, but not to my heart. A cigarette pressed between two lips and lines deep in a face which had overcome artifice and recovered grace. So Anita, I bid you adieu and a pleasant journey to the next Bordeaux. But how I wish you could know that's so very long ago. Anita, you moved me. Thank you.
Sing a song by our friend Andrew Calhoun. I love your letters more than a blank page. For a poet my age, it's saying a lot with a nod to my betters. I try it again each now and then, each blessing forgot. I love your cards so carefully handpicked. Pictures tell secrets the artists don't know. From near, from far, question and answer, the dove and the dancer, the give and the go. And I love your body, its turns and its phrases, hedges and ditches, swallowing ways. So good and so easy, season of mystery, unscripted history, a prayer if you please. And I love how I know you love how you know me. Water below, body above, the wild world below you, restlessly turning, changing this yearning to the breast of a dove. And I love your call your letters more than a blank page. For a poet my age, it's saying a lot with a nod to my betters. I try it again each now and then, each blessing for God. Thank you.
Old Andrew. I miss him. I used to have long conversations with him before the pandemic on the telephone, and it's strange. You'd think they would have continued, but maybe he's talking to other people.
I think we all got very excited about the telephone at the start of the lockdown in March 2020, and by the time March 2021 came around, we were done talking on the phone. Anybody else have that experience? Yeah, it was like, it was a way to, you were checked in with everybody we knew, and then we needed to check out from everyone we knew and just enjoy the silence for a little while.
Let's call Andrew right now.
Let's.
Is he in your thing? Yeah.
I'll do another one and then we'll wrap this up. It's been such a pleasure to be here this afternoon in sunny West Seattle. Oh, look at that little child. That beautiful little child. I didn't even see the little child. Is that child 6 months old? 8 months old. Wow. How about that?
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Are we really going to wind it up? Because it's...
Well, I don't know. I just thought maybe people were leaving. My experience in show business is when they start to leave.
What about everybody at home?
Well, I don't know, but well, I just said it. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. One thing I said it earlier when I first started that I've spent a lot of time in the last year plus 4 or 5 months. Learning songs from a variety of sources, all sorts of old songs, old songs, and maybe even a couple of newer songs that I felt, emotionally connected with. I think what we were all feeling, being isolated and frightened and it's been cool because I do write my own songs and I spend a lot of time working on them, and I don't spend a lot of time sort of examining other people's songs and how great they are. So I've spent the last year or so doing a lot of that, which has been fun, And I've learned some sort of surprising ones. This is one of them. It's you may recognize the chorus, which is the body of the song, but like a lot of songs from the early 20th century, by the time they became popular, we only heard half of it. When they were written in an older time, like in the 1920s or so, there was a whole section before in these songs that we know really well, and this is one of them. You'll probably know the rest of it once I get going. Cathedral bells were ringing, and our hearts, they played along. Was it the spell of Paris, or the April dawn? Who knows if we'll meet again? But as those old chimes ring sweet again, I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park along the way, a children's carousel, a chestnut tree, a wishing well, oh, I'll be seeing you in every bright shining summer day, when everything is fine and gay. I'll always think of you that way and find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, Thanks a lot. I don't have any idea who wrote that song. It would be easy to look up, but we all know it. And I think it was, very, in tune with the way we were feeling about a year ago this time, right? Keep it rolling. Okay. If you'll direct your eyes to this little piece of commercial art I have here, it has the address of my Patreon account and page. Patreon is a wonderful way to support creative people, and since we don't have shows to play as much as we used to, you can go on there, and there's a lot of things that I do. I have music, I have poetry, I have prose, I have visual art, and it's all there. And you can get an account for as little as $3 a month to see all these things. I like to say it's sort of like, it's kind of like Spotify, but it's not a huge corporation that's abusing individual artists. You know, it's the money's actually coming to the artist, and it's like Amazon without being Amazon. It's like Netflix without being Netflix. It's just about supporting the artist directly. So I would ask you to go on and check it out, see if there's something you like, and if you feel like being part of it, I would love to see you there. I'm going to do a song of mine called This Moment Will Never Come Again. I wrote this when I lived in New Orleans, Louisiana, after Katrina and the floods. And I know that was for New Orleans and not Katrina, but it was touch and go there when we lived in that sort of environment. We didn't know if there was going to be a city to rebuild, and we would go out and walk up on the levee and look at the Mississippi River, and across there we could see downtown New Orleans. And this song is kind of about the way that scene felt at the time. It's called This Moment Will Never Come Again. Black is the color of the night, like any other, as we sleepwalk together down along the river. Air is heavy as we climb a levee to see the lights of the city sparkle on the water as we dream about the ones that got pulled under. We dream about you and we dream about me. We dream about the way things used to be. You can take my hand now if you really want to, or just stay glued, some godforsaken bar stool. Better make a move, this moment will never come again. The city glows just like a beacon in the mist, and tonight I find it hard to resist. You're asking me, is this some kind of test? Well, it could be. 'Cause despite the suffering of the people, there are crows and eagles nesting in the steeples, oracles calling on heavenly angels to come on home and carelessly turn the tables. Sorry. The city glows just like a beacon in the mist, and tonight I find it hard to resist. You're asking me, is this some kind of test? Well, yes, indeed. You can take my hand now if you really want to, or just stay glued to some godforsaken bar stool. Better make a move, this moment will never come again. You can take my hand now if you really want to. Ukulele is not my first language. I'm trying to learn all these songs on the uke.
Well, it's all coming together. You're singing about taking the hand, and Elliot requested a Bruce Springsteen song, and yesterday I played a wedding on the shores of Puget Sound for Lauren and Eric, and they requested this Springsteen song, so we're going to play this one for you now. Is Elliot still here? All right. Well, it's mid-career Springsteen, you know. I know Elliot's more of an early 70s fan, so I'm not sure if this is The Tunnel of Love is maybe not an album he spent much time with, but I don't know. We said we'd walk together, darling, come what may. Come a twilight, we lose the way. If eyes were walking, a hand should slip free. I'll wait for you. If I should fall behind, wait for me. We said we'd walk together, darling, side by side. We'd help each other stay in stride. But each lover's steps fall so differently. I'll wait for you. If I should fall behind, wait for me. Everyone dreams of a love lasting and true. Oh, but you and I know what this world can do. Let's make our steps clear so that the other may see. I'll wait for you. If I should fall behind, wait for me. There's a beautiful river in the valley ahead. Beneath the oak's bough will soon be wed. If we should lose each other in the shadow of the evening tree, I'll wait for you. If I should fall behind, wait for me. I'll wait for you. If I should fall behind, wait for me.
It's a nice song. That's a Bruce song.
That's a Bruce song from the bolo tie era, Bruce.
When he was not so wordy during that part of his career. I like that. It's cool. I always say, though, just go on ahead, leave me here, and tell them about me. You know, just tell them I died valiantly. That's kind of well, what are we gonna do?
Well, I see a couple good ones still over on that list you got there.
Okay. I gotta say, when I picked up this ukulele about 3 or 4 months ago, I became enchanted. I'm just in love with this instrument. So you're gonna have to bear with me, because I'm gonna do a few clams here and there until I get better. Or I may never get better, but I'm happy with it, because I'm so enchanted by this little instrument and the sound it makes. This is a song about Halloween.
Oh, it's a nice song.
But like all songs, it's not really about Halloween.
Even the Monster Mash isn't really about Halloween.
No, that's about Halloween.
Oh, all right.
Any song that was made by a DJ but not a singer, because I think that's one of those songs. It's like some DJ had the studio and said, "Let's knock out a hit."
It worked.
Yeah, but if he couldn't have done a good, like a Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi impression, that song never would have flown. I took it on the Transylvania twist. Now that was a bad Boris Karloff.
That was a smash.
Is that your costume, darling? Come over, let me see. We'll have ourselves a time on this Halloween. I'll be a ghost, so you can see right through me. There's a cardboard skeleton hanging on the door from a rusty nail, been there since before the war. He's looking horrible, got a slack jaw, goofy grin. I got candy corns and all kinds of treats for the little monsters roaming up and down the streets. They're incorrigible, but I like their spooky style. That one looks like Pee Wee Herman. I ain't thought about him in a while. Are you Frida Kahlo or Marilyn Monroe? Ruth Bader Ginsburg, all that I know is you're beautiful. And I'm Casper the Friendly Ghost. I ain't here to scare nobody, least of all you. Take off your costume, darling, I'll wait for you in bed. Thinking about the magic we make up with our heads. I'm no ghost, I'm a flesh and bone lover man.
Well, now, earlier I was thinking I was going to rap a little early, but now it's time to rap, but I got something to sing. So that's just the way it's going to land here. Because I realize we're here in West Seattle. My mother's father, my grandfather, grew up right by the Fauntleroy Ferry Dock. So thinking about him and his boyhood of fishing and digging for clams, and you were talking about clams, and I have my Uncle Dick Ramsey in the house. So I send this out to all my elders who brought me to a place where I now have a career, where I'm going to sing for you a song that was written on the menu at Ivor's Seafood Restaurants. You know, this is my inheritance, and it's my joy as a folk singer from the Pacific Northwest to know this song and to sing it for you. Is there anybody here not born in the Pacific Northwest? Then this is going to be great. I've traveled this world wide over, prospecting and digging for gold. I've tunneled, hydraulic, and cradled, and I have been frequently sold. You sing it with me now. And I have been frequently sold. I have been frequently sold. I've tunneled, hydraulic, and cradled, and I have been frequently sold. One day I found I didn't like that working. I laid my tools on the ground, and one morning I started to shake it for a country they call Puget Sound. For a country they call Puget Sound. A country they call Puget Sound. One morning I started to shake it for a country they call Puget Sound. Arriving flat, broken, dead winter, I found it enveloped in fog and covered all over with timber, thick as hair on the back of a dog. Thick as hair on the back of a dog, as hair on the back of a dog. I found it all covered with timber, thick as hair on the back of a dog. I staked me a claim in the forest and set myself down to hard toil. For 2 years I chopped and I labored, but I never got down to the soil. Sing it with me. I never got down to the soil. I never got down to the soil. For 2 years I chopped and I labored, but I never got down to the soil. I think something else happens in between here, but I know that the ending point is here in my place. I think of the world and its shams, and I think of my happy condition, surrounded by acres of clams. Everybody, surrounded by acres of clams, surrounded by acres of clams. I think of my happy condition, surrounded by acres of clams. If we don't turn this climate change around soon, it will all truly be a sham. We lost already so many shellfish this year, I don't think we're gonna be eating many clams. But we have a hope for the future. We can turn it around. All over the world and here in the Puget Sound. And we will be surrounded by acres of clams, surrounded by acres of clams. Think of our happy condition, surrounded by acres of clams. Well, you've done it. You've spent 2 hours with Robert Sarazin Blake from the kitchen table with our special guests, Louis Ledford, David Pender Lofgren, making it happen. Heather and Caleb are our hosts, and we are brought to you in part by the Mission Folk Festival that's happening next weekend. Tune in wherever you are, and next year, come in the flesh to Mission, BC for the most wonderful folk festival you can find in British Columbia.
Stop in Bellingham. We'll all ride up together.
Yeah, we'll get a party bus going. And I'll tell you, in 1 year's time, I've heard on good authority there'll be a bridge off of this island. And all of a sudden, when you go to Alki Beach, it'll be packed. And you'll look back on this time when it was all West Seattlers here. And then you'll have bumper stickers that say, West Seattle Native. I'm not happy about those bumper stickers because we all move around. That's what we do. We're people, we move around. And if you're a white person driving with a bumper sticker that says Washington Native, you're full of it, and you need to take that off your car. The world is for everybody.
Plus, they're made of plastic, and we don't really need any more of that.
Well, I got into a rant there now, didn't I? Here we go. Got to let you know we're going to keep the show going through the summer. We got this next week. We have Skip Williams, who is a Bellingham musician and running for city council in Bellingham, unopposed. So it won't be too dramatic of a race for him, but we're looking forward to having him on the show. Week after that, we have an artist by the name of Cumulus. If you listen to KEXP, you might be familiar with Cumulus. She'll be on our show. And then it will be time for the Subdued String Band. Oh, no. We have one more Sunday. We have the great John Elliott as our guest on the 8th of August. Then it will be time for the Subdued String Band Jamboree. We'll take a few weeks off, come back to you in September. Please, if you're watching from home or if you're here and you forgot cash, visit our digital tip jar. We do take digital money, that's right, and we give it to the people we owe digital money to, and the whole cycle keeps going around. If you brought cash money, we got a cash money bucket over there by the beer. Venmo. You want to know about my Venmo? Robert Sarazin Blake. That's my name, Robert Sarazin Blake. You can probably handle the first and the last, but I'll let you know the middle name is S-A-R-A-Z if you're in the United States, Z if you're in Canada. I-N, Robert Sarazin Blake. You can always ask Michelle for assistance. That's the other thing I gotta let you know. If you need help of any nature, Michelle is a helpful person. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thanks to everybody who was out there with us. Thanks to David Pender Lofgren and Lewis Ledford. And we always like to leave you with this song written by my buddy Hank Waddell, who plays every Monday night at Charlie's Bar in Cork City. I was there and I heard this song, and I thought, I'm going to learn that song. I'm bringing it to you now. Thanks for being with us. Oh, yes, last announcement. Got to remind you that the Subdued String Band Jamboree is indeed happening, and you have to get a pre-sale ticket. There'll be no driving up to the gate. No, got to get a pre-sale ticket. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, ask Michelle. Ask Michelle. That's the thing to do. Michelle will be available for all sorts of questions. It's great to see you, because we thought you were dead. Did you come back to life? Did you get out of your bed? It's great to see you. Was that your ghost? We thought you were gone. Burnt toast. It's great to see you. I whisper nothing. Sing softly on your ear. Try not to cut short the moment that's here. Shadow it might be, the feeling's clear. And I couldn't ask for anything more. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. So it's great to see you. Are you gonna stay? Are you here for the long night? Are you leaving at the break of day? It's great to see you. Yeah, it's true. It's great to see you. It's great to be near you. It's all about the times we share. Sing it with us, West Seattle. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. And if you're here watching us and you're thinking, geez, I don't live on this block, but tell you what, I live on a block that has a bunch of people. Maybe these guys would come and have their kitchen table over at our house on a Sunday afternoon. Well, we just might. Or maybe you all live here and we'll come back here next summer because we kind of like it here. And it looks like everybody lives right here.
And there will be a bridge.
It's all about the times we share. Sing with us now. It's all about the times we share. Thank you very much.